up, Bike Life gang? Welcome to another video. Today I thought I'd take you along to Wheelie Session 2.0 and update you a bit on my progress. So, I'll see you there. Here we are, guys, at the new wheelie spot. I mean, just look at that. That's so perfect, just beautiful. You've got so much space and so much runway. I think I'm not the only one. So I just spoke to the guy, very nice guy. He's not riding here though, he's just taking a break. He just came from a 200-kilometer tour. So yeah, always nice to meet other riders. I'm warming up now a bit, warming up the tires and just getting myself in the right mindset. And in the meantime, while I do that, while I'll just go up and down here, I guess I can give you a bit of an update of where I am now with my wheelies, because in my last wheelie video, for those of you that saw it, I said that basically I'm at a good point now where I could get the wheelie up to where I wanted it to be, but I couldn't keep it going for very long. So that was my goal, was to keep it going for longer. And I think I've made some really good progress now, so I can really keep it up much longer now. You'll see that in a couple of videos as well that are coming up soon. Really excited for those, by the way, but yeah, I'm not going to say more about that. You'll also hopefully see it in the practice session today. So yeah, basically I'm at a point now where I can, the best that I've managed so far is to wheelie about half of this space here. So that's really quite a big improvement for me. And the goal for today is obviously to just have even more control. So I want to be able to really control it with the back brake, and I think that's my biggest improvement point for now, because I have it at a really good spot now. I can always get it to, or not always, but most of the time get it to that balancing point, and I can keep the gas fairly steady, but I am not really able to regulate with the back brake. So the idea is, for those of you who might not know, that as you're in the wheelie, you slightly push the back brake the entire time through, and whenever the bike, so you're at the balancing point now, and whenever the bike drops, or whenever you start going too fast, which you want to avoid, because then eventually you can't keep the wheelie going, you always want to stay at a steady pace so you don't, you know, eventually hit the rev limiter. In order to achieve that, you need to constantly press the back brake a little bit, and then you can regulate with it and press it a little bit more whenever the revs get too high, and press it a little bit less whenever they're too low. So that's really where I want to get, and that's really difficult, of course. So I'm not going to learn that today, but hopefully I'll make some progress towards that today. So let's see now. I'm just gonna first start off with my regular wheelies. There it is. Just to make sure I warm up and get to the level where I'm usually at, and then I'll try more with the back brake. So let's see. First gear now, second gear, and I always do it at 30 kilometers an hour. That's sort of the sweet spot for me. And traction control, guys, gotta turn that off. Okay, traction control is off, 30 kilometers an hour. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna keep them kind of small and easy for now, because I always want to ease into the session. and then improve over time. Alright, that was a bit better, but I don't know if you could see it, but I was tipping off a little bit to the right, so definitely want to avoid that. Alright, nice. I've practiced a little bit longer now, and I'm gonna do one more wheelie now to show you my progress from the beginning of the session and now, and then I'm gonna take the break and update you on a few things, a few thoughts that came up during my practice basically. And now we're gonna see my progress. Alright, ready guys? There we go. So I think you can see that it's gotten a little bit better already. I'm gonna stop in the shade over there now, and then we can have a little bit of a talk. So a few things that I just learned that maybe, you know, will help you in your learning as well. Just sharing a bit of my thoughts. Basically two main things. One is my arms, and that's probably the number one thing that I should also focus on at the moment, because I learned that last session already, and because it's not muscle memory yet, I had to remind myself again, and once I did, things actually got a lot better. So what do I mean with my arms? What I constantly do is I lean forward too much on the bike, and so my arms are more like this, so they're bent more like this, although they should be really stretched, not like fully stretched, but almost fully stretched. And you know, I've watched tutorials as well, and I've had friends who've told me, and they all say, you know, don't bend forward too much. And I, until probably the last session, I thought I was doing it right, because I felt like I was leaning back so far already, but the truth is that I could lean back a lot farther. So these are just the kind of things that come with practice, and yeah, I would encourage anyone who is sort of at a similar stage as me, just try and play around with that, with how far you're leaning back, because what I found was when I'm at the sweet spot where I really lean back, the bike is a lot more calm, it's a lot more balanced on all axes, so the left and right is more balanced, but also yeah, the back and front is also more balanced. So yeah, just play around with that. So that was number one. And the other lesson that I learned now was basically using the back brake, right? That's what I've been, actually what was kind of the goal. And what I learned there was when to use it. That is kind of the big question mark for me still, and I think I've gotten a better idea of it now. So people in the videos and tutorials always say you need to basically slow down your wheelie with the back brake so you don't get too fast. But I learned, and correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I'm just a learner, so if anybody knows better, let me know. But what I think they mean is, whenever you're at the tipping point, you use the back brake only when you're slightly falling behind the tipping point, and that way you bring it back down again, and then you accelerate again and go slightly over the tipping point and back down again. And so basically the question, when do you press the back brake, it's always when you're slightly over the tipping point, because everything else didn't really make sense for me just by trying it out now. You know, when you're, even if I'm really at the tipping point and I'm at a good speed and everything is going perfect, if I touch the back brake ever so slightly, it makes it almost impossible to bring the bike all the way back up again. So maybe it's also me just not being so accustomed to using the brake yet, but I get the feeling that that's how it's supposed to work. So either press it slightly after the tipping point when you're sort of falling back already, or maybe press it right at the tipping point. But anywhere before that, I don't really think it makes sense. So yeah, that's what I learned today. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break now because my hands are cramping up and getting a little bit tired. Then I'll do a few more wheelies, and then that'll be it for today. So I hope that's some motivation for you guys to keep practicing as well. I'm gonna share my journey with you, so hopefully it inspires you. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed the content, and peace. Hi guys, this is Bike Life on day 2 of the practice session. So I actually didn't take my GoPro with me today because I just wanted to come for a short, maybe 30-minute session, and I didn't expect that I would still be filming this, but I thought I would actually catch this on camera in the end, because I made a lot of progress today. I'll show you a video right now of my wheelies that I've been doing just now. And you'll see that they've gotten a lot better, and I just wanted to share it right in the moment with you guys. I think the main difference why my wheelies are so much better today is because of what I learned from yesterday. So everything I told you guys yesterday, I came in today with a fresh mind, and I said, okay, I'm going to focus on these things straight from the beginning, and that's what I did. I was leaning back perfectly, stretching my arms perfectly, using the brake a little bit as far as I can, and yeah, it's just gotten so much better already. So I hope that's some inspiration for you guys, and now for real, peace.